Recording. We got you covered.
UrbanBroadcastMedia.com, Chicago.
And around the world where your voice is heard. This is UBM Talk.
Hi, I'm Harold Arnold, real estate broker. Are you planning to buy or sell a home or another type of real estate in the near future? Join me on my program. First-time buyer, investor, or seller, or you want more information on the status of today's real estate? Let's talk about it Sunday evenings from 8 to 9 p.m. on Urban Broadcast Media.
Hey, Tanya, I need to get this report from you. You look upset.
Yeah, I just got a call from the school. My son is sick. Now I have to take off from work and to the doctor's office. It's so frustrating because we sit there for hours without being seen.
Sorry to hear that. You should consider Divine MD Concierge Services. They have physicians to come to your own home at your own convenience. I always get the VIP service.
Really?
Yes, and as stressed as you look, you could sure take advantage of their mobile spa services too.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yes, girl, they have licensed professionals to do massage therapy, facials, and waxing, all in the comfort of your own home.
Meaning they'll travel to me? Oh, I need that number right now.
Their number is easy, 866-8-DIVINE or 866-834-8463. Or even check out their website, www.divinemdconcierge.com.
Thank you so much. I'm going to call them right now and make an appointment for today.
Now about those reports.
Hi, I'm Neil Harper.
And I'm Takora Rogers.
Listen each Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Ubuntu, Humanity Towards Others, right here on UBM Talk Radio. It's a radio show that deals with everything in the African American community, from Miami to Moscow. We'll deal with your issues, so give us a call and let us know what those are. That's Ubuntu, Humanity Towards Others, right here every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. on UBM Talk Radio.
Welcome. I am Sky Shy Travels, Janice Temple, your host for the Sky Shy Travel Guide, every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. on UBM Talk. I was also a flight attendant for 7 years at a regional carrier where I flew across the United States, Canada, and the Bahamas. We are going to talk about flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. Check me out every Tuesday at 1 p.m. on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com.
The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries.
Thank you for listening to UBM Talk.
Hey, it is Dr. Shanika Williams here, and you are joining us on the Diva MD Show. Hey guys, welcome. I'm so glad to have you back. It has been a week since I've seen and talked to you guys, so I've missed you. Just know that I have missed you. So this week, this week has actually been very interesting. God put on my heart to do a show on anti-violence. There's so much. Oh my gosh, there's so much, especially going on in the city of Chicago. And we have some serious work that needs to be done. And today I have some very, very special guests with me. But before that, this is the Diva MD Show. So we talk about everything from health to fitness to money to dating to love to anything that you can name of. We like to get it in on this show. So if this is the first time that you're listening to us, you're going to have a great time. We like to laugh. We like to have a really great time on this show. So sit back, relax, and really prepare yourself for an awesome, awesome evening. Okay. Just so you guys know, DIVA actually stands for Discovering Your Inner Most Valuable Assets. I always like to say that my most valuable asset is the God in me. So I would love to hear from you guys about what you think your most valuable asset is. Listen, men can be divas too, okay? If that means that you have to discover, what's the best part of you, then definitely you are a diva. Don't quote me on that. So you can always call into the show. The number is 312-754-4333. You can always hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you're on Facebook, you can hit me at divamd.discoveryourself. And if you're on Instagram and Twitter, it's very easy. It's Diva MD 929. So if you have any questions, comments, you can definitely submit those either via calling or via social media. So this past week, I went to church. I go to Salem Baptist Church of Chicago with my pastor, Reverend James T. Meeks, who I absolutely love. He is definitely a shepherd. But he had one of his mentees come in and preach for us on Wednesday. And the topic was, getting back to the good times. And that topic really resonated with me because, if you saw that show, I'm a 80s baby. I was born in the 70s, but really I'm an 80s baby. But I still saw, some of those 70s shows like The Good Times. And even though they were going through difficult times, they were living in a, poor neighborhood. They were scraping and trying to make ends meet. They still had good times, right? So what was so different about those times than, what we live in today? So his topic was getting back to those good times. And one of the verses that he read really, really resonated to me. It was Psalms 127, and it states, "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves." So the reason why that resonated with me so much is that, there are so many different activists and individuals who have a passion for helping people and a passion for, the things that are going on in our city, especially Chicago, when I say our city, I'm talking urban cities. I'm talking cities where the violence and kind of the low socioeconomic status and just those types of things, they reign. Gang violence, drugs, alcohol abuse, all those things where it just reigns in the city. But you have individuals, whether it's a nonprofit organization, whether it's a pastor, a preacher, whether it is someone just reaching out on their own, they have a passion for helping other people. And God bless those people because I have a few of those individuals in the studio with me today. And but I say this to say that unless God is in it, then we are toiling in vain. We are, basically, trying to build back a city on our own backs. And that's not something that we can do. We have to be able to reach towards God, as one of my good songwriters would say. You have to reach towards him in order for him to watch over our city and to bless our city. So, definitely there needs to be, as a gentleman we were just talking a few minutes ago, there definitely needs to be more collective prayer. We need to get God back in our schools. Now, this is Dr. Williams talking right now, okay? So you can take the opinion or you can leave it, but that's fine. But I'm just letting you know how I feel that we need to put God back into our lives. Teaching our children the way in which they should go, as the Bible says. So, unless God is building this house, unless God is watching over that city, us guards, the ones who have that passion to help everyone else, it's all in vain. So with that, today I have a very special guest with me. He is the president and founder of Boys from the Hood. And I'm so excited to have him here because this is a nonprofit organization that is tailored towards helping young men grow and develop, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, academically. He definitely has a passion for these kids. And I definitely want to introduce and welcome Mr. Calvin Hollins.
Well, I really appreciate being here today. Really do.
Thank you so much for coming. It's such an honor to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about your organization, Boys from the Hood?
Well, the Boys from the Hood was established in 1992. Some Chicago ball players was looking to do something in the community to give something back. And mainly It was Tim Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Kendall Gill, Marcus Liberties, and a few other guys. They joined on afterward. But those are the core guys who started the organization. And they were young millionaires, and they wanted to give back to their community. They wanted to do it in a form in which just to go do something real quick. And we talked about doing something that would be much more long-lasting, other than just giving some athletic gear out and some basketballs.
Sure.
So we started the Boys from the Hood Foundation. And
What year was this?
1992.
Nice.
92. And so we've been around for a minute to 22 years. A lot of the guys have fallen by the wayside, but a lot of guys have picked up from there. And the core of some of the other guys who were involved in the organization at the very beginning are still on board, such as myself. Our mission statement was mentorship, literacy, and housing. We put on another component a couple of years ago when we found the need to express that need and show the community what we were trying to do to quell some of the violence in Chicago. So with that in mind, we came up with a slogan, Stop the KKK. That came about with me watching television one day, and I was just mystified at the kids killing kids. And that's what the KKK means, kids killing kids.
Sure.
And to watch a 14-year-old shoot another 15-year-old is just beyond belief that it could happen. So we came up with the phrase, the slogan, Stop the KKK, which is kids killing kids. So from that, we have now reached out to a lot of the ministers and political figures to assist us in our endeavors. And we've been quite successful in some of the things we've done so far. Not to the point that it has stopped the violence totally, which I would love to see happen.
Sure, absolutely.
But like you said, without God's help, I very seriously doubt that will ever occur. With the present administration, be they aldermen or mayors or governors, this is a community problem, not a problem for our so-called leaders.
Sure.
Like you were just mentioning before about the good times, we used to have, a community where everybody knew everybody on the block. Those things have now disintegrated, and your next door neighbor don't want to speak to the next door neighbor. Give an example a couple weeks ago where the police officer shot his 87-year-old next door neighbor because of some dirt that was being flown in each other. I mean, it's just going crazy. So I think we're losing our social values amongst our community, and black kids are losing that grip on what their lives truly should be. And with our organization, we truly feel that we need to show the young people what they can acquire and obtain, opposed to just trying to just fluff it and just walk on by. They're not seeing the things they need to see out here right now. They don't see doctors such as yourself or real estate brokers or anyone who can really have a good life, without having the situation they're having right now.
Sure,
so that's what we're about.
So if you're tuning in right now, this is the Diva MD Show. I have with me Mr. Calvin Hollins. He is actually founder and president of Boys from the Hood.
That's correct.
And they actually have something going on right now with the slogan. I love it. The KKK, or Stop the KKK, which means kids killing kids. And what's unfortunate, I was just going through the websites on Chicago violence, and there is a particular page where it talks about Chicago murders 2014, and it has, literally the pictures, names, the ages of some of these victims. And I must tell you that the majority of these victims are African American, and they're young.
Yeah.
Right?
Under the age of 22 years old.
Exactly.
75% of them are under the age of 21. And so, I think back at my age of 21, like, wow, what was I doing at 20? I haven't even started living yet, So that's a shame. And I have a little thing we did with the foundation as well, which is, I wish this was television, but it's not. It said could have been. And what we're doing is taking all the young men and young ladies who have died and pairing them up with individuals who were successful, such as Harold Washington, and talk about what the kids could have been. We would never know. We would never know what young man who could have been. Denia, we'd never know what she could have been.
Sure.
Even the president lady said she is her because she could have been her.
Right.
And so that's one of the programs we're doing as well, which is pairing up, saying what could have been, or who they could have been.
That's a very interesting thing. I also saw something very similar as well, where there is a writing, and it's a writing from a child, and the child is saying, my name is so-and-so. I am 14 years old. I plan to go to college. I plan to, and then it drifts off.
Right.
And there's nothing left because there's a gun on the other side of that picture, and that kid has perished. So, just that visual depiction of that, was heart-wrenching.
Well, this is one of the pictures that our artist Wack created for the foundation, and it's similar to what you just saying. Little girl with a finger in the barrel of the gun, saying, "No, don't hurt me."
Yeah.
So it's it's a heartwarming picture. So we're using that as one of our pictures to get the word out.
So we're actually going to post that. We're going to take a picture of it right now, and we want our listening audience to be able to have that visual representation of, what it means to kill a child. Right. It's so unfortunate, like you were saying, we at one point we were able to sit out on the porch, we could not come off that porch after the lights came on, right,
exactly.
And most of the time you were in the house,
right, exactly.
right, and you had family time.
Well, my mother said, it was a funny thing, my mother said once I wanted to go to a party down the street. I was 13, and all the kids were like staying there till 11, 12 o'clock. She told me to be home when the lights come on. And I'm like, I'm stomping my feet because I'm going to be embarrassed because all my friends will be able to hang out.
Right.
So she was still at the stove cooking food. And so she tells me, she said, well, I said, Mom, but everybody else is doing this, everybody else is doing it. She said, well, tell you what, stay at the party. Just do whatever you think your ass can stand. So if you want to, if you think that party is good enough to stay there until 11 o'clock, just come on back at 11 o'clock and see what you get. So, and that's kind
you had consequences.
Right, exactly. So if it's that good, then stay there. But like you're saying, the neighborhood is what has now diminished in our society. I don't want to go to the old cliche of the African thing, takes a village to raise a child, which is a very true adage.
It is.
We no longer have that village. Everybody's now is pondering for themselves and grappling for themselves right now. And kids don't have anything to really look up to. I mean, you used to have other individuals in the community that you could look up to.
Right.
Those things don't happen anymore.
Right.
We're looking to be a rapper or a ball player. And that's it. And you're like, where's the other outlets? Where's the other, all the other things? I mean, just like with the teachers right now, they cut 5,000 teachers. I mean, 500 teachers. So what motivation does a kid have to go to school and say, I want to be a teacher when they finna lay off 500 teachers? So those are some of the things that, children listen to and make aware of. But I think, my thing has always been is showing a child a way opposed to telling them a way.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of children they don't have the ability to envision such situations. And I think that's one of the things that we need to do is show our young people there is a promise out there. You can be these things. You just have to apply yourself. A lot of them don't do that. So
the problem is, this is Shanique Dr. Williams talking again.
Please do.
I feel some of the problem lies in our social media and television and movies and music, where they get a lot of that idea of instant gratification.
Exactly.
Because they see someone who is a Miley Cyrus or, a Beyonce, and yes, they work hard for what they do, but they're young, Justin Bieber, whoever all these people are. I might be saying their names wrong. I don't know.
Right.
But point is, these are young individuals, so they're thinking that, all I have to do is sing a song, or all I have to do is be able to dance a dance, and boom, instant fame,
or bounce a ball.
Or bounce a ball, and that's instant gratification, instant cash, instant riches, and not really focusing on, some of the more practical things, like being a doctor.
Yes, exactly. and that's one of the, the reasons that you need to do what you're doing and continue to do what you're doing is, show the fun side of you as well as the professional side of you.
Sure.
We used to do our mentoring program at different locations, and we did one at Cabrini Green, and the ball players were with me, a lot of them, and it was funny that a lot of them asked, to aspire to something greater than what they were doing was just amazing. We had one kid, and we was talking to one kid, and we asked him, said, well, when you turn 18, what do you want to do? Where do you want to live? I said, where do you stay right now? He said, well, I live on the 2nd floor. Okay. Then we asked him, well, what do you want to move to? I want to move to the 15th floor. I'm like, dude, you 8 blocks from the richest property in Illinois, which is the Gold Coast.
Right.
Can't you see that far? That you can acquire that if you apply yourself.
Sure.
And Nick was able to instill in him the fact that he's playing ball for Orlando Magic, but he's one in a million. It's almost like the lottery. I mean, there's 1,000 kids, 1,000,000 kids out there dribbling ball every day that would not even get to that level of playing, being able to be seen, let alone get into the NBA.
Right.
So it's like a lottery. You're almost playing the lottery. And if you use those skills to go to school, get an education, you got a double whammy. Screw the ball. Let's go with the diploma.
Right.
So, and that's one of the problems we have right now is that a lot of young people don't see that door opening. Just like the slogan I'm looking at now on your wall, put down the guns. I believe in doing all those things, but put a computer, a hammer, or a career in that kid's hand. Don't just tell them to put the gun down.
Right.
You have
What
to
else?
put-
You have to give them
You have to give them options. If you just say put the gun down, okay, it's like say no to drugs. Like, okay, but where's, what's going to replace that?
Right.
You need to replace that with something. And my fear and my feeling right now is not being replaced. I mean, economics is our biggest problem in our community right now. I mean, kids not just doing this crap to be doing it. If they had something else to do
Right.
that would give them some financial gain or financial future, they would turn away from that situation. But they don't see that. They don't see an opportunity.
They don't see
it.
the big picture.
They don't see
I,
it.
I still believe in this, that instant gratification when 50% of our high school kids are dropouts.
Right.
You know what I mean? That
Exactly.
they don't see the value in the education.
Okay.
Especially I have people who ask me, well, how many years did it take you to become a physician? Okay, so I had to do 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, 3 years of residency.
Right.
Right? And they look at those numbers. That's 11 years.
Right.
They're
Exactly.
like,
Right.
I can go on the block and make what you making easy.
But if you, I mean, I've known in my lifestyle because I was a nightclub owner for years, and I've ran into 1,000 of these individuals who were out there living that lifestyle. Now, if you take the money they've made and the jail time they've gotten, they made about 50 cents an hour. It's not less. It's not less than that.
Nobody
So-
ever includes the jail time.
Right, exactly. So that's part of the problem as well. So they don't look at that, that long-term situation. They look at the short-term. And you're dealing with young kids. You're dealing with 15, 16-year-old kids. They don't see that. And
Right.
if you take yourself back to that age group, you'll say, what was I doing back at 15, 16 years old? You had no mindset of what your future was going to hold.
Right.
And even one of the other programs we have, which is called the Giving Something Backpack, that I'm trying to implement into the school system right as we speak. And it's an incentive program. And the incentive program is to attach the children in the junior and senior year to our programs, and they get rewards for certain grades and certain
nice.
perks. So we're trying to implement. I've talked to Ms. Karen about that before, about a couple weeks ago, about trying to implement it as well as Barbara Bennett, and because it's not costing the school system anything, and we're trying to implement it because they don't have an incentive. And what happened? The idea came up a long time ago. My son Nicky was getting D's and C's in school. So, and I knew he was a A and B student.
Right.
And I said, so I made a deal with him in his sophomore year. I said, Calvin, if you get me A's and B's in your junior and senior year, I said, I'll occasionally take a C. I'll buy you a car when you graduate, like that. I
remember that car.
I was hoping for a D. Give me a D somewhere down the line, if I could say, see what you did, But fortunately for me, he was an A, B, C student throughout his junior and senior year.
Good.
And I bought him a car. Now, quite naturally, I can't give everybody a car, but we can give the children some kind of a small incentive to stay on board with what we're trying to do.
Sure. Hey, we have a caller on the line. Who's there?
How you doing? It's Pastor Brooks.
Hey, Pastor Brooks, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Busy day, huh?
It is a busy day. We're out here on 79th and Cottage.
Yes.
It's about 100 guys trying to stop the violence in the neighborhood.
I love it. And for everyone who is listening, this is Pastor Corey Brooks. He is pastor of New Beginnings Church. He is a revolutionary. He is a visionary, and he has some great ideas for the city of Chicago. He has walked across America raising awareness about violence in urban cities, as well as slept on the rooftop. Right? Of an abandoned hotel, just so that they can tear that down. So, Pastor Brooks, can you tell us a little bit about your initiative that you have going on right now?
Well, we're trying to get 5,000 brothers on 500 blocks, along with 5,000 sisters on those same blocks. And they're the 500 hot spots in the city of Chicago where there's a lot of violence, a lot of crime. We're trying to make sure that we bring resources and build relationships and rapport to make sure that we turn things around in the neighborhood. So that's our goal, stop the violence.
Absolutely. And that's a great way to do it. I love that concept because you're right in the city. You're with the people. You are touching them, talking to them, establishing relationships. So you guys are on the block right now, right?
We're on the block right now. We're at 79th Cottage. So if there's anyone listening in the city of Chicago, For those who are listening, all the brothers, we're going to be out here till 12 o'clock. So we would welcome them to come and join and be a part of what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. That's Brothers on the Block. And then we have Sisters on the Street as well,
yes,
right?
Sisters on the Street every Saturday, 12 to 3. Sisters all across the city are joining forces, joining together, reaching out to the neighborhood and rebuilding the neighborhood, which is exactly what we need.
That is absolutely wonderful. And if they wanted to join this group, how long are you doing this until?
We're going to be doing it to the end of August. They can go to brothersontheblock.com or sistersonthestreet.org. They can also call our office, 773-326-4200, and sign up and be a part of what we're doing. But we got the rest of the summer to do it.
That is awesome. I'm so glad. So, Pastor, can you just give me just a little bit of where you see Chicago going? Like, what's your experience, especially when you did that walk across America, you were able to see other urban cities. Can you give us some idea of, what that was like and how it compared?
Yeah, all across America, one of the things that I tell the people that I was able to witness is that where we have African Americans in large quantities, we seem to be experiencing some of the same things. High unemployment, educational level is not doing that well, broken families, and where we need to reestablish and reaffirm and rebuild our communities. But most black people across America are facing some of the same traumas, and so we got to do everything we can to change that around, whether you're in Harlem or Philadelphia or Chicago or L.A. We all have to work together, collaborate together, and I really do believe that this is an opportunity for black people to raise up and seize this moment and create some opportunities and alternatives so that our communities can be better. And we can't wait on people to do it for us. We got to do it ourselves.
Absolutely. I always say if you can't be a part or don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Pastor Brooke. I really appreciate you calling in. Can you tell the listening audience one more time where they can find you, how they can join up?
Well, they can join up by going to brothersontheblock.com, sistersonthestreet.org. They can call 773-326-4200. Or tonight they can come out on 79th and King Drive, or 79th and Cottage, and be a part of what we're doing.
And if they want to donate to your cause?
Yes, please. We're trying to build a community center. It's going to cost $20 million. It's projecthood.org, projecthood.org.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pastor. I don't want to take you away from that corner. I know you are doing God's work right now. So don't let me hold you up. But thank you so much for calling. I just wanted to get that word out so that everybody know how to join you and to join this fight.
Well, we greatly appreciate it. And I want to say thank you for having me on the air. And anything I can ever do, please let me know. And I want to encourage everybody to keep listening to your show. It's a great show.
I appreciate you. Thank you. God bless.
All right, be blessed.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So that was Pastor Corey Brooks from New Beginnings Church. If you are listening, please join his efforts at Brothers on the Block and Sisters on the Street. I'm there every Saturday, 12 to 3, walking around and engaging people in the community. So it's definitely something that I chose to be a part of the solution. Thank you so much, Calvin Hollins, for coming and joining me on this show. You have a wonderful program. Can you please tell everybody how to get to your website?
Well, it's the BFH Foundation, which is bfh/foundation.org. We have a website up. You can also be a part of our organization by logging in and putting yourself in the our little Twitter page as well to get involved with what we're trying to do. And the number for our organization is 312-907-5467. That's 312-907-5467. And someone will get back to you immediately.
Absolutely. And please, bring your young boys. What are the ages?
Right now, we deal with all ages of children from 5 years old to 21.
Excellent.
So we're not eliminating. If someone older than that needs to be involved or needs some mentorship, we're there for them. And
absolutely.
One of the programs we have too is guiding individuals who have aspiration to be certain things to move into different directions as well. If they want to learn how to be a rapper, if they want to learn how to play a guitar, we have individuals who can guide them to those locations.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That is such a blessing. So guys, if you guys are listening, please donate to both of these organizations, join these organizations, become volunteers, because our youth needs you. We are going into the second half of the Diva MD Show. And you know what? The Divas Lounge is coming up next. But guess what? I'm still continuing with this anti-violence theme. So you stick around because there's more to come.
Welcome. I am Sky Shy Travels, Janice Temple, your host for the Sky Shy Travel Guide, every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. on UBM Talk. I was also a flight attendant for 7 years at a regional carrier where I flew across the United States, Canada, and the Bahamas. We are going to talk about flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. Check me out every Tuesday at 1 p.m. on urbanbroadcastmedia.com.
Hey, Tanya, I need to get this report from you. You look upset.
Yeah, I just got a call from the school. My son is sick. Now I have to take off from work and to the doctor's office. It's so frustrating because we sit there for hours without being seen.
Sorry to hear that. You should consider Divine MD Concierge Services. They have physicians to come to your own home at your own convenience. I always get the VIP service.
Really?
Yes, and as stressed as you look, you could sure take advantage of their mobile spa services too.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yes, girl, they have licensed professionals to do massage therapy, facials, and waxing, all in the comfort of your own home.
Meaning they'll travel to me? Oh, I need that number right now.
Their number is easy, 866-8-DIVINE or 866-834-8463. Or even check out their website, www.divinemdconcierge.com.
Thank you so much. I'm going to call them right now and make an appointment for today.
Now about those reports.
Hello, this is Leon Finney, your host of Another Perspective on urbanbroadcastmedia.com. We are the voice of Black America. Join me and my guests every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. as we discuss the issues that impact Black America. Tune in to UBM Talk on urbanbroadcastmedia.com, the simulcast on our affiliate station WBON 1690 AM. That's Another Perspective every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. and you can run and tell that.
Hello, this is Reverend Rick McCain, and I'm here with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain, and we're the hosts of the Let's Stay Together show.
That's right, baby, where you learn the rhythms of all relationships. We are bringing Holy Ghost fun to the internet and changing the way people communicate about quiet storms within their lives. We believe that to know our glory, you have to know what, baby?
Our backstory.
So come and take a ride on the McCain train every Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Woo woo!
The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries.
Thank you for listening to UBM Talk.
Hey, it's Dr. Shanika Williams here, and you are listening to the Diva MD Show. Welcome back. If you guys are just tuning in, you just missed an explosive first half. We had Calvin Hollins here from Boys from the Hood, who has a nonprofit organization, and we also had Pastor Corey Brooks from New Beginnings Church talking about Sisters on the Block, or Sisters on the Street and Brothers on the Block. So, you know, these are organizations that are primarily geared towards ending anti-violence, especially in the Chicago area. But these initiatives are reaching nationally and internationally. So, you know, definitely get on board on somebody's team to make your community better. It starts with one person, right? And why not let that one person be you? Hello? Okay, so welcome back. Now, guys, you guys are in for a definite treat. I have in the studio with me Mr. Leoski D. How you doing?
I'm good.
Man. You get cheers, you get applause, you get all that good stuff. We keep it real here. Okay. So for you guys who are listening, you know, this is a young artist from Chicago, and not only is he an artist, he is also an entrepreneur. He owns his own recording studio, correct? And he is just doing some wonderful things. He's a songwriter. He's a producer. He does great things. So before I even let you speak another word, he has a song that's out right now that is called Welcome to Chirac. And this is an explosive song. It is featuring gospel artist Jamie Simon, and the collabo on this is just ridiculous. So I definitely want, especially this goes out to all the Chicago people, okay? So this should be like our new anthem, okay? So
That's
so please, Nia, please play that record.
Shout-town to Chirac. How real is that?
Welcome to Chirac, where them bullets steady flying and the baby steady dying and the mama steady crying. Welcome to Chirac, I'm trying to make it through the weekend. 46 shot, 9 dead, 1 week. Welcome to Chirac, praying for the children in the ghetto, knowing one day it's gonna get better. Welcome to Chirac, the streets killing off our babies. Dear God, I'm asking you to save them.
His daddy long gone, mama gave up. So he don't got no structure how he raised up. The pastor can't reach him, teachers gave up. He in and out of juvie, he all banged up. He trying to build a name for himself. So what he do? Grab a banger off the shelf. Tonight Shawty down to earn them stripes. But he don't know them same stripes to get him life. He strapped with the 30 creeping late at night. He see a op on a bike and then he take his life. Shawty tweaking off them drugs, he done grew up quick. The same homie that he killed is who he grew up with.
Welcome to Chirac, where them bullets steady flying and the baby steady dying and the mama steady crying. Welcome to Chirac, I'm trying to make it through the weekend. 46 shot, 9 dead, 1 week. Welcome to Chirac, praying for the children in the ghetto, knowing one day it's gonna get better. Welcome to Chirac, the streets killing off our babies. Dear God, I'm asking you to save them.
You cut the head off, the body running wild. They locked up the heads, the youth is running wild. The governor, mayor, alderman full of bullshit talk. They'd rather lock us all up than have to deal with. Hold up. And they ain't never walked these city streets. Never. Why you think these cops scared to work they city beat? Chi-Town is where I grew up at. Nah, Chirac is where they shoot up at. The next time you wanna glorify my city, scream Chirac. Think about them shootings and them killings. Lord, they know not what they do, please forgive them. You call yourself a gangster, but gangster don't kill children.
Welcome to Chirac, where them bullets steady flying and the baby steady dying and the mama steady crying. Welcome to Chirac, I'm trying to make it through the weekend. 46 shot, 9 dead, 1 week. Welcome to Chirac, praying for the children in the ghetto, knowing one day it's gonna get better. Welcome to Chirac, the streets killing off our babies. Dear God, I'm asking you to save them. Said we gotta do better. Y'all, we gotta do better. Children are dying. Too many mothers are crying. Wrap your arms around us. Lord, wrap your arms around us. We need you, we need you. Yeah, yeah.
Man, I hope you guys were vibing to this song like I was. The first time I actually saw this song, I saw this song.
All right.
It was a video that was posted by Jamie Simon.
Okay.
And I promise you, by the end of that video, I had tears in my eyes.
Wow.
Because I'm not going to tell y'all how the video end. But, it is definitely a tearjerker. And what's so sad is that this is our reality.
Yeah.
Right?
Truly is. Truly reality. That's what made me actually write the song. Being an artist and growing up in Chicago and being a part of that when I was younger, it's only right that I speak about it.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't speak about what really goes on and what really happens with our youth, then, I'm just another artist that's just out here thinking about self.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about that comment is that most artists like to take those experiences and glorify them as if that is a way to, quote unquote, like you said in the song, to earn their stripes in the music industry.
Right.
Is to say that you were a gangster, you were this, you were that, and actually glorify the number of people that you murdered, you killed, the drugs you sold.
Right.
You know, so you're a little different.
Yeah, because I'm cut from a different cloth. That's actually the name of my album. But the reason why I say that is because if any true person that really been in the streets like I was, or individuals that I know, we not glorify what we did. You know, that was situations we was in, and that was our way of survival. If you really from the streets, the biggest things you ever want to do is get out of them. If you've been through shootings and saw numerous people around you die, and, you know, when you was, like, I never thought I'd make it past 18.
Oh, wow.
You know, because of the lifestyle that I was living. And everybody around me didn't make it to 21. You know, so when you really from the streets and you really about that life, you're not glorifying it. You trying to get yourself and your family up out of there in the best way, and go back and reach who you can, and the ones you can't, just pray for them.
Absolutely. That's the best thing you said right there, is to get out of the streets.
Right.
Not only that, but to go back and reach someone else.
Right.
That is in the situation that you were in before.
Correct.
Absolutely. Man. What's that commercial where the little kid was like, his mind just blew up? That's how I feel right now. So, you know what? Tell us a little bit about some of your experiences growing up in a violent Chicago.
Well, you know, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, a project building 6217 South Calumet, apartment 901. And
is that building still up?
No.
Okay.
No.
Giving out addresses.
No, right. You know, my music explained my whole life. Me growing up, the trials and tribulations I went through. I speak about real subjects that I go through. You know, I don't try to put nothing extra. The biggest thing you ever can do in life, not just music or in your career, whatever, is be yourself. You know, a lot of the youth now, they don't have identity. You know, it's hard to try to, you know, identify because of trying to fill somebody else's shoes. I wasn't raised like that. I was always taught, my grandma always told me, be yourself. That's the best person you can ever be. Absolutely. And that way I don't have to explain who this other person is. I don't, you know, most people, when I did the song, somebody said, we was on Twitter, and they was like, well, he did a song about Welcome to Chirac, about the violence, but he got songs that talk about the guns and what he did. I mean, that's my life. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, a lot of people want to put you in a box. Tupac made some of the greatest music ever. And then he had other songs that he didn't. As an artist, you're not in a box. Right. It might be a day where you feeling, you know, this is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to address. And this day I might want to go another route. And as artists, as basketball players, as any type of celebrity, we get put in these standards that we only can be this person.
Sure.
And it's called role models. Pac said it the most best. I don't want to be a role model. I want to be a real model. Because you hear me doing the Welcome to Chirac song. So when you hear this other song I might do, where he's not, you know, this is my life though. You know, I just want to give you me.
Right.
You know, this song was well needed at this time. And I didn't plan it. I was in Atlanta. I was in the studio, me, Bo Deal, Walker. Shout out to the Brick Squad. And a new producer, D produced he's called himself D-Boy the producer.
Okay.
He actually Googled me. Because I was in the studio, but he didn't know who I was. So I saw him Googling me.
Oh, while you were there?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. But yeah, so he didn't know who I was. He just knew, who is this dude?
Right.
And when they said my name, he kind of saw him get on the computer, he Googled me. So then after that.
I better Google me.
Right.
Shanika Williams, MD.
Right. So I think maybe like 10 minutes later, I think I was going to get something to drink. He came out. He's like, you know, I produce. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up, you know. So he's like, I got some stuff you want to hear. So I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, hold on, I want to play this for you. I want to play some hard stuff. I say, no, go play that. It's cool. We ain't got no rush. This was the first track he played. I didn't want to hear nothing else. He was trying to get me to hear something harder, something stronger. Like, I got something more. I say, no, this the one right here. And that's how that song came along. Jamie Simon, shout out to my bro. We 20 years plus. I met Jamie. We had the same pastors, Pastor Sylvester Johnson from New Life when I was young. And it took me 10 years to get Jamie on the song.
10 years? Boy.
I'm serious.
Jamie?
Jamie sings for the Lord. So the songs that I was trying to get him on back then, He couldn't step out of them boundaries. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
So when I wrote this song in the hook, I called him. I said, I finally got something for us. He said, send it to me. And he called me back. He like, when we recording it. So that's how that came.
Absolutely. And the video, who came up with the concept for the video?
I did. 90% of the stuff that you see with Leoski D, whether the music or the visuals, I usually write out 90% of everything. I just need the director to pull that out or what I'm trying to show him.
Sure.
You know, so like I said, 90% of the music or the videos or anything I have full control over. It's either written by me or directed by me.
So what is your goal with this song? And before you answer that, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Diva MD Show with Dr. Shanika Williams. I have recording artist Leoski D in the studio right now. He is a recording artist, producer, writer, CEO, entrepreneur, just the whole nine, just doing it big for the Chi-Town, and I love it, right?
Yes.
Chicago born and raised artist, and he's talking about his times and struggles as a youth coming up in a violent Chicago and some of the things that he had to go through, and what was born out of that was a song called Welcome to Chirac, which we just played, and I definitely want to try and play it again at the end of the hour so that people who didn't get a chance to hear it can actually hear those words, or at least hear it again, right? So they can hear these words and let them soak in. But what's your vision with this song? What do you want to see it do?
I just want to reach, if I can reach one, if one child or a youth can hear this and be like, that song did something for me, and which I have though, because I promise you, I was screenshotting it. I got to pull it up. Like, I literally had people leaving me messages like, this song made me cry. This song was so deep. This song, like, I haven't heard no music out of Chicago in so long. And, I called the radio station. They say they don't even have it. And why they don't have it, this song, for me personally, I just wanted to be able to reach a portion of the youth. You know what I mean? Because I was that.
Right.
And I just want to be able to reach, and somebody could say, well, you know what? That song was able to change me from going this direction and this direction.
Sure.
Be who you are,
Right.
in life. But, we have boundaries and morals, and the youth nowadays, they don't understand that for a lot of them. That's why I say the ones you can reach, and the other ones you just pray for and just, pray that God have them,
Right.
Because the youth that we had, and I want to get this clear for the record. A lot of people, when they see Welcome to Chirac, they think it's something totally different. I'm not saying welcome to Chirac like I'm welcoming you and glorifying the word. What I'm telling you is welcome into this world that y'all glorify so much. If you go, like, every time I'm in Atlanta, Mississippi, Houston, whatever, oh, you from Chirac, y'all, wow. It's not so much about that. So when I did the song, I was like, I want to welcome you into what goes on. This is what happened. When you glorify and you screaming Chirac,
understand why you
screaming it. You know what I'm saying? Because you screaming more death, you screaming more kills, you screaming more, more violence. And we just kind of want to disconnect. It's always going to be crime. It's always going to be violence. But it's a difference between crime and violence and senseless crime and violence.
And that's definitely, I feel like that's definitely what we're living in right now.
Right.
So give us a little bit of background of.
You ready for this?
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
Do it.
So you asked me where I got the name from. Shout out to T-Boy. That's my manager, best friend, 20 plus years.
You're too young to have some 20 plus anything.
I know. That's what they
You
tell me.
got a little baby face, y'all.
Yeah.
Wait till y'all see the pictures.
Shout out to T-Boy. No secret. I grew up I joined. I was involved in gang activity at a young age at 13, and I was a black disciple. So my real name wasn't good enough to be called on the streets. You see what I'm saying? It was too. Nah, that ain't what it's for. So T-Boy actually gave me the name Leoski D. And I went on 63rd and Halston. If y'all remember back in the days, Eddie Kane used spray paint in the basement. And I got a spray paint on the jacket. The D stood for disciple at the time. And that's how Leoski D was formed, because when you hear Leoski D, I'm giving you from the time the name was given to me up until everything that I went through.
Okay.
So Leoski D is a street person that was able to see farther than the streets. Sometimes as youth, we don't go no farther than our blocks or our neighborhood or 6th block. radius, north, south, east, or west.
Right.
We don't, you know, it's people that I know that really haven't been downtown yet.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we growing up, I was able to start traveling. I was able to take the money that I was making on the streets. I said, you know what? I want to travel. And I think I took a trip. I had a show. I got booked for a show. It was my first show I got booked for.
Mm-hmm.
One of my shows out of Miami, and I took like 15 of us. I paid for everybody. We went, and it wasn't even about the show. It was about me leaving Chicago
Right.
and seeing like the world is bigger than this.
Right.
And ever since then, I just knew that I wasn't going to be a victim of what I came up in and everybody around me.
Mm-hmm.
And me saying that and still being involved with it was kind of hard.
I could believe it.
But I knew I had a vision. You know, God gave me the vision 15 years ago, and I never stopped.
Nice.
He never said when it was going to happen, when it was. It was just the faith that I had in believing in what I was a part of.
That's exactly how God works, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And what's important about that statement is, in the Bible it says to write your vision and make it plain, right? And I know that's what you did, so that everybody can follow what you're doing, right? And it looks like you have done an excellent job in creating that. So what plans do you have over the next? You have a vision. Next 5 years, what does 5 years look like for Leoski?
Oh my God. Not rich, but wealthy.
Yes, yes.
It's a difference.
Claim it.
Right. The next 5 years, I definitely want to make an impact. I'm going to be honest with you. I love my city to the depth, and I feel like our city we have great artists here, and this is no disrespect to nobody, but we don't have like that stamp where like New York got a Jay-Z or had a Biggie or had a, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got our Twisters, we got our, everybody that came before us, but I feel in our city, we still don't have that stamp artist. And that's my initial goal. Okay. My initial goal is to set Chicago up on a bigger pedestal than we really looked for.
Sure.
If somebody has to lead, somebody has to step and fulfill them shoes.
Absolutely.
Musically, lyrically, challengingly, and that's the direction I want to go. Not only that, I want to be able to bring more business opportunities for artists here in our own city. Mm-hmm. Everything we got to go to Atlanta, we got to go to New York, we got to go. No, let's start bringing all them resources here.
Yes.
So now people are like, well, we got to go to Chicago, or we got to go there.
Right.
And it takes time and plan and prayer, and with all those three things, it can definitely happen. So that's my goal. Definitely being one of the biggest record labels to sell, X amount of music. Like they say, music don't sell as it used to back in the days. I just believe. I don't look at things in the world no more. I look at things kind of different. You know what I mean? So I feel that out of artists of Chicago coming out, that when a project for me come and it's dropping, I can do a 3-4 million record sale, and they be like, well, how this happened? This ain't happened over the last 4 years. How did the artists do that? Because they don't see what I see.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't walk that. They see one eye. You know what I mean? They don't see what's in front of them. So they're my goals for over the next 5 years.
You sound like me, Leoski D. I promise you do. I promise I have a vision. We ain't gonna go into my vision,
Okay.
but I have a vision too. I got a dream too, and it's involved with getting more minority physicians involved and getting more physicians in our communities that own business.
Correct.
Look,
That's-
we got to
that's
do
a-
it.
that's
It's
a whole
vision,
nother-
and it's
I like
gonna
that.
happen.
Yeah.
God orders my steps.
Yes.
Hello, let's get it cracking. We don't know when it's coming,
That's what's up.
but it's coming, right?
No doubt.
Leoski, you know what? I have really enjoyed you in the studio.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us. I really want them to hear this song at least one more time. But before we head out to this song, I do want you to tell everybody how to find you.
Okay, cool. If you want to look at me on, check me out on Facebook. Leoski, you can just really type in Leoski D for Facebook. On Instagram, Leoski D, one word, Leoskid. And for Twitter, it's Leoski D, the number 1. Any contact information or trying to book me or anything like that, LeoskiDbooking@gmail.com, or you can reach T-Boy 773-640-4442.
Do you have any projects coming up?
Yes, I got the mixtape that I finished up. That's gonna be hosted by DJ Scream and DJ Sluggo. Produced 95% was produced by Track Surge. That's my producer. Shout out to Track Surge, going hard. So City of the Savage, Volume 1. I got 3 volumes. I'm done with all 3 of them. First one just about to drop. I'm really working on an album now. It's called Cut From a Different Cloth. I got a lot of dates coming up for shows. What else?
Are you doing any shows in Chicago?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of my shows been booked out of town.
What?
Yeah, it's here now. And shout out to the youth that's grinding right now in the city. All the young artists. Now it's more of a different type of performance. I'm from the era when it was Bodil, Bump J, Slap Polaroid, Cold Steel. So for me to be able to come,
I don't know who none of those people are.
Okay, no.
But I shook my head like I did, y'all.
So for me to be able to come from that and still be relevant to this day, it's just all about the work that you put in, the effort that you have.
Absolutely. Man, you have been such an awesome role model for some of the youth that are listening. I hope moms and dads, you have had your kids tune in to this show today, because it was definitely something that was geared towards them and also geared towards you guys, for you all to get motivated to get up and do something, be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. We need to make some change. We need to make some change in Chicago. We need to make some change in these urban cities. I want to walk out my front door and not get shot. Period.
I'm with you on that.
So here's that song again. Leoski D.
Baby steady dying and the mama steady crying. Welcome to Chirac. I'm trying to make it through the weekend. 46 shot, 9 dead, 1 week. Welcome to Chirac. Praying for the children in the ghetto, knowing one day it's gonna get better. Welcome to Chirac. The streets killing off of babies. Dear God, I'm asking you to save them.
His daddy low and gone, mama gave up. So he don't got no structure how he raised up. The pastor can't reach him, teachers gave up. He in and out of juvie, he all banged up. He trying to build a name for himself. So what he do? Grab a bang off the shelf. He ready. Tonight shouty down to earn them stripes. But he don't know them same stripes to get him life. He strapped with the 30, creeping late at night. He see a op on a bike and then he take his life. Shorty tweaking off them drugs, he done grew up quick. The same homie that he killed is who he grew up with.
Welcome to Chirac, where them bullets steady flying and the baby steady dying and the mama steady crying. Welcome to Chirac, I'm trying to make it through the weekend. 46 shot, 9 dead, 1 week. Welcome to Chirac, praying for the children in the ghetto, knowing one day it's gonna get better. Welcome to Chirac. The streets killing off of babies. Dear God, I'm asking you to save them.
You cut the head off, the body running wild. They locked up the heads, the youth is running wild. The governor, mayor, alderman full of bullshit talk. They'd rather lock us all up than have to deal with it. Hold up. And they ain't never walked these city streets. Never. Why you think these cops scared to work they city beat? Chi-Town is where I grew up at. Nah, Chirac is where they shoot up at. The next time you wanna glorify my city, scream Chirac. Think about them shootings and them killings. Lord, they know not what they do, please forgive them. You call yourself a gangster, but gangster don't kill children.
Welcome to Chirac, where them bullets steady flying and the baby steady dying and the mama steady crying. Welcome to Chirac, I'm trying to make it through the weekend. 46 shot, 9 dead, 1 week. Welcome to Chirac, praying for the children in the ghetto, knowing one day it's gonna get better. Welcome to Chirac. The streets killing off of babies. Dear God, I'm asking you to save them. Said we gotta do better.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was Leoski D. Oh, he has been such a joy in the studio. Thank you so much for raising awareness for the violence in Chicago and urban cities.
No doubt.
I appreciate you. Once again, can you tell us where they can find you?
Yes, Leoski D. You can find me on Instagram, Leoski D, all one word. Twitter, Leoski D1, the number 1. Booking information, Leoski D booking at Gmail. You can reach T-Boy at 773-640-4442. It's been great, man. I have fun here.
We always have fun here. This is the Divas Lounge. That's what we do.
That's what's up. When can I come back?
You can come back anytime. You got an open door policy here.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
All right.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another week with the Diva MD Show. You guys have been amazing. I hope you all enjoyed this and learned something and have been motivated to make a change, to do something different, to get out and do what you're supposed to do and not be a part of that problem. So thank you so much for tuning in. Same time every Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. On Urban Broadcast Media. Holla back.
I'm a diva.